Joining us right now, Ken Klukowski, a fan favorite here on our program. He is the senior counsel for First Liberty Institute, and he is representing the defendant in the Peace Cross lawsuit right here in Prince George's County. I was shocked at this decision, Ken. What did this federal court have to say?
Well, Larry, what's going on in this case is, of course, this Peace Cross, which has been standing since 1925, was erected by the American Legion, was supported by the mothers of 49 World War I soldiers from that county who made the ultimate sacrifice. And so this memorial is made in the shape and configuration of a traditional battlefield memorial that we see in Europe, and that is in the shape of a cross. So again, it's been there for almost a century, and then a militant atheist group sued, saying that they believed it was unconstitutional. The district judge, the federal trial judge in Maryland, actually ruled in our favor without even needing to hear oral argument in the case. But on appeal, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fourth Circuit, a 3-judge panel in a 2-to-1 split decision, held that a cross is an endorsement, it is the clear, unmistakable symbol of Christianity. Therefore, this war memorial becomes an endorsement of Christianity, and because it's on public land, it is unconstitutional under the Establishment Clause.
Ken, let me just pause there for a moment, because I hear this argument, and if this argument wins, I'm thinking of Arlington right now. I'm thinking of every single one of those crosses and Stars of David and various, and crescent moons, by the way, that are currently on all of those tombstones. How does that not fall under this same jurisdiction?
That's exactly right. Judge Thacker, in her opinion for the court, tried to distinguish that by saying, well, you know, it's a really big deal that this cross is 40 feet tall, and if it wasn't as tall, then maybe the analysis would be different. Well, I think that's convenient. I don't know if she's saying that the constitutional cutoff is 39 feet.
Yeah,
if you go past 39, all of a sudden you've become an assault on the Constitution.
Yeah, which of the Federalist Papers discussed the size of a monument with regard to Congress establishing a state religion?
Footnotes, Larry, it's in the footnotes, the revised version that they're teaching in some modern classrooms or postmodern classrooms.
Before we brought you on, Ken, I read a statement from Governor Larry Hogan. He is a Prince Georgian himself. He grew up, and he says in his statement that he passed that cross on a daily basis, and he pledged that the state of Maryland will join this fight. What is the next step here? What does that fight look like exactly?
Well, that's right. First Liberty Institute is teamed up with Jones Day. Lead counsel Mike Carvin, one of the greatest Supreme Court litigators in the country. We were just meeting earlier. We're discussing with ourselves and with the clients what the next steps are. It is either petitioning the full Fourth Circuit to have all 15 judges rehear the case en banc, or it is to petition the U.S. Supreme Court directly. So a decision will be made on that in the next few days. But either way, I mean, this is a big case. As you say, the decision here actually endangers Arlington National Cemetery. It was based on legal reasoning that the Supreme Court used decades ago, but has in recent years made clear that they are returning to the historical meaning of the Establishment Clause, under which this memorial is perfectly constitutional, just as Arlington's are. And, if your listeners would check out at firstliberty.org. We've got all the case documents. They can look at pictures of this beautiful memorial, and we will continue to fight for these veterans and to honor the sacrifice of those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for this county, including, as Chief Judge Roger Gregory said in dissent, the fact that these people who swore to support and defend the Constitution and ultimately gave up their lives defending this country, he says he thinks it's inconceivable that Constitution would forbid them to be honored in this fashion.
Now, is there some sort of rule over there where this cross is currently erected, or is there some sort of statute on the books that would preclude an exact same group of widows or mothers of war veterans who are Jewish or who are atheist or who are Muslim or are any other religion getting together, pooling their money in the exact same way and erecting a monument that evoked their religious faith?
Absolutely. There is no law on the books that would impede any of that. And this is a memorial park. I mean, there are other memorials there for the War of 1812, for other memorials. So, I mean, this is an area, of course, this park is for commemorating war memorials for those who sacrificed in various wars. This is the traditional gravestone marker from World War I, and that's what the Bladensburg Memorial was modeled off of, and it is perfectly consistent with a correct application of the Constitution's Establishment Clause.
All right. And remind me again the timeline here in terms of the decision whether to go en banc here or to just take it back to service.
En banc, it's a 2-week period to petition for en banc from the time that the decision came down, which of course was 2 days ago, to the Supreme Court, either from this panel decision or after a decision is made by the en banc court. It's 90 days from that point where you can petition the U.S. Supreme Court.
Is there any reason at this point to, I mean, this is going to the Supreme Court regardless. If you go en banc and then they go the other way and decide in your favor, Ken Klukowski, then it's going to go to the Supreme. Why not just cut to the chase?
Well, there are legal tactical considerations. I'll defer to lead counsel on that. It's a pretty complex game in terms of which way you want to go on that. And again, those are the things that we'll have to discuss with our client, the American Legion, and with the commission that we're also helping co-represent as we move to that next step.
All right. Well, listen, if people want to help out, once again, the website that they can go to sort of move this along, I'm sure you're going to get a whole lot of amicus briefs, but I know
that's certainly right. FirstLiberty.org to get information or for them to show their support if they support what we're doing. All
right. Well, Ken Klukowski, thank you. It's always great to have you for your legal analysis on things that are happening in the federal court system and at the Supreme Court. And there are going to be some arguments coming up here, and we're going to have you for that. But knowing that you are on the case here on behalf of First Liberty Institute for the Peace Cross, value added, if I may say, Ken Klukowski.
Thanks so much, Larry. God bless.